Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesdays, where I share conversations that I have with successful women, all answering the same questions. And then we simply chat it up a bit. You get to be a fly on the wall in these conversations. Today, I'm spending time discussing quality of life with Jacqui and Jess, two professional women who are dedicated to helping families and business owners build and protect generational wealth. These two remarkable businesswomen love working together, and they love living life's little moments. Let's hear what they have to say about quality of life.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. How are you?
Good. It's great to see you both.
You too.
Jacqui and Jess, my two favorite J&Js.
Yeah. We're a team.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me in this conversation today. I'm very excited to hear your responses and your answers and have a nice, meaty chat about everything and anything we want to talk about.
Meat. Just yes. Like I love meat. Meaty.
Lovely. Okay, well, I'm just going to dive right in and pose the question, and whoever wants to go first can go first. Okay. And my question is, what is quality of life to you?
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah. So the quality of life for me is doing what you love and feeling fulfilled with it. If it's no matter what your focus is, for me lately, it's been a lot about balancing my career, but also, life with family and friends. So because both of them fulfills me, I love doing both, excelling my career and helping others, but also at the same time, just spending a lot of time with my family, with my friends, and also my dogs. So, it's just a lot. I think the root of the quality is feeling fulfilled.
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned dogs. How many dogs do you have?
I have 3 dogs.
Okay.
They're huskies, all 3 of them. So
yeah.
Oh, wow. I was going to assume they were little dogs if there were 3 of them, but
I have a little dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. Yeah. Sometimes little dogs, though, they're multiples, even though there's only one of them. They're high maintenance sometimes. Okay. I'm not judging.
My dog is definitely high maintenance. He has a lot of anxiety. There's a lot to deal with, but I love him. He's, I don't have kids, so he's my dude. That's my little 9-year-old dude. So that's my baby. I love him.
Sweet. So Jacqui, you want to share what is quality of life to you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what Jess said, but honestly, the first thing I thought of is quality of life is what you think of like right before you're going to put down a dog or an animal is, how is their quality of life if you want to keep somebody around if they're not fully enjoying every day. And as humans, I believe we go through a lot. And so quality of life is a big balance of what makes you happy and while managing the stuff and the horrible things that may come to us, right? And getting through it. So doing what, like in our careers, we can be very busy. Mm-hmm. But what I actually really love what I do. So I could work all day long and still feel happy at the end of the day. But it's not sunshine and rainbows, right? Not all of it. So to balance it, I go home and have a glass of wine, and that makes me happy. That's my balance. But quality of life, I think that if I wasn't happy in my career and I wasn't happy with the people that I surrounded myself with, no matter what I'm doing, because I can have a good time no matter what I'm doing. So I feel like my quality of life is pretty good, except when I think about incorporating like working out, right? I think my quality of life could be a lot better if I worked out more, if I put more time into that, which we were just talking about. We started hiking with our dogs. Yeah. Well, she takes one of her dogs.
I take one out of the 3.
And then my dog, and they're very different, but they're chill with each other. Mm-hmm. So incorporating hiking and getting out in nature and feeling like I'm being grounded makes a big difference to, like what's happening in the world. And because, that could really affect us mentally, emotionally, which then affects us physically. So I feel like I got off topic, but it's all ties in together.
No, you're perfectly on topic, because that was going to be my next question. How are you currently cultivating and incorporating it? And that's a very good example of one of the ways to actually incorporate quality of life, because you're right, not everything is rainbows and butterflies. And as much as we want to live only in the things that we love doing and stay in that, there's also, a reality of like, we have to clean the toilets and we have to do the paperwork and we have to do all the things that really, for me, I'm like, oh, taxes. I literally would rather clean the bathroom than I would do my taxes.
I'd rather clean 5 bathrooms.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a really good point to, also a lot of the things that I talked with women about is making sure that we move our bodies. And, we're not made to sit down all day. We're not made. We don't have to be, fit and do triathlons and go to the gym all the time and have, whatever kind of perfect bodies we think is perfect, our culture has told us is perfect. But we need to move in ways that make us feel good.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I agree. I also want to add too, it's like also what you're intaking, because I've been eating like a lot of more fruits, and I've noticed such like a difference in attitude and how like I, walk and how I feel, I'm more uplifted, I'm more hydrated, and it's just that also too makes a difference too.
I've been recently reading this book that talks about the workplace and, how it's really not created for women, it's created by men for men. But one of the things that she really touches on is how when we're sitting down all day and we're doing the things and staying focused, we're actually forgetting to drink water. And in that we are, what are we? We're dehydrated.
Yes.
And how well is our brain function when we're dehydrated? Good point. You made me think of that right now. Okay, so in what ways do you all struggle with incorporating, cultivating quality of life?
I think definitely so, because we have our own practice and essentially our own business, it boils down to the time management. And it's like if we don't have like the scheduled non-negotiable of working out or, feeding our minds, I feel like that's where a lot of the uneven gravel comes into place, where you're not necessarily fully balanced, and you're more toggling between like what you want to do and also like what you need to do. So I feel like a lot goes into prioritizing that and making sure that not only is our schedule balanced, but like just our like mental and emotional stability is balanced as well.
Do you ever find that you feel challenged to actually create that time for yourself?
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah, every day.
Yeah. Like, if we don't put it on the schedule, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And then there's still things that I put on my schedule that it's like for me, and I'm very quick to move it because a client, that's the only time they can get on with me. And I'm like, okay. And so I am putting aside my own physical, personal, mental needs in order to be there for my clients. Because this is my business. But we just started putting something like the hike is like non-negotiable. It's on the calendar. But it's hard to not like, I will, like yesterday, I was booked from 7:30 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. I ended my last call.
Wow.
So it's like a full-on day, and there's time in between, but it's not that much. The day just goes by like so quickly. And that's a day that I didn't get in like 3/5 of the things that I need to do every single day. So it's tough. It's difficult. And so it's tying back to my quality of life is not where it should be probably, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Do you all feel like we're a little bit at a deficit just simply because we're women and we're mostly used to helping everybody with what they need? I find that struggle too of just my natural jerk reaction is, sure, I can be there. I can help you.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like for me personally, like, yes, because I'm a woman, but also at the same time, it's the I'm very dependable. So it's
Yeah.
like, yes, like I am there for everyone and I put everyone first, but also at the same time, like when things get a little shaky or people don't know what to do, I'm the person that they come to for
Mhm.
advice, for guidance. And it's like, and it could be a lot because I do that. We do that in our careers,
Yes.
but also at the same time, I do that in family and friend settings where it's like I'm the person that like if everything's being chaotic, everyone looks at me for that advice, that guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's well for that with family and personal. I'm the oldest of four, so I'm always the one to go to. I'm practically the mom. So I've experienced that. But then to start off with what she was touching on before with in the office. So within our industry, it's a very male dominated industry, right? And it's so easy for men to want to come to women to ask for guidance, to get that nurturing side. And I mean, we naturally do it,
Yeah.
but we were just discussing how they may sometimes take advantage and she had to put up boundaries and which is not easy to do. Yes,
I know it's not.
it just happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So, and we were discussing it today. So having to put up boundaries is not very easy, right? Because then they're like, okay, well then I don't want to come to you anymore for advice. But it's like that's not what we're saying. It's just we can't be there for you all the time. Like it's too much sometimes.
Yeah.
And then also, again, back to the male dominated industry, one of the partners in the office did say, oh, it's great to partner up with, he was actually telling Jess, great to partner up with a male agent because the male and the female duo works well with a lot of people. And I believe one of the reasons was because males can come off aggressive and he can see that maybe females bring in a nurturing side, a calming side, which would eventually help it. But I don't think males are necessary in my meeting. So
Yeah.
What I'm hearing you say is you can handle the aggressive and the softer side and know how to balance that without needing someone else to help you, so to speak. Yeah, and that's yeah.
So I don't know if that's exactly where he was getting to, but it just seemed like it to me. But
yeah, that completely makes sense. So as Latinas, do you find yourself, how do I word this? Do you find yourself faced with good worker mentality and resting is lazy?
yep.
That's something that is predominant in our Latin culture.
Yes.
I feel like that's definitely instilled. For me, I grew up with just independent women, so there wasn't much men in my family. So it was always like, because yes, I feel like in most cases that's instilled by a man, and that's where, those standards come from. But I think anyone that's independent and that has to, you know, take care of a household by themselves instill that. So I'm second generation raised as first generation. So my grandma was the one that took care of me. My grandpa passed when I was 4. So she was the one that was the head of the household that took care of us. And that was very like to grow up seeing her very busy all the time. That's where it's like, okay, we have to keep that energy. And if she's still, it's like, oh, but you're not doing anything. Like it's almost like if you're not moving, you're not productive. And if you're sitting down, you're lazy. So I think it's only that we were told that, but also at the same time, that's what I grew up seeing.
Yeah.
So that's what in my head, that's why I processed that as well.
And I also know too, part of that is survival mode, because if you're not producing, you're not making money, or you're not cooking, or you're not providing for your family, or you're not doing all the things. And I think it's really amazing how much that is ingrained in us, because we are no longer in that position in life where, we've gotten the education and we're not, first or second generation anymore. And, so it's very, I don't know, I found I had to be very intentional about undoing some of those thought processes of, well, I don't want to be seen as lazy, but I still hear myself having that self-talk of, there's so much to do.
Yes.
I should be doing something, but I'm tired.
Exactly. That feeling of tired but survival mode is real. My story is very similar to Jess. Like, I grew up with a single mom of two. My dad remarried and had two other kids, but he didn't, pay child support most years, and she just did it a lot on her own. Luckily, she has a great family that also helps support. My grandma was also a single mother of four. And so my grandma helps, raise me. But I've just known that as soon as I was 16 years old, I had to work. And I was legally able to work, so I started working. And besides the time I took on my own to travel from work, I had only been out of work for 1 month and I was freaking out. I was laid off because the job I was at eliminated my position, like in all their offices. And so I was like, what do I do? I need to work. I need to work. I need to work. And I hated that feeling of I need to work.
Yeah.
But I also felt like not fulfilled by not working. So, and I don't know if it comes from the Latina in me. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from, but it's there.
Well, and honestly, at this point, it's just an indicator. We don't necessarily need to identify it. I just love talking about it. I think it's so important to talk about it, and especially even with our family that, if I remember anybody saying, oh, they're a good worker, the only voice that I ever remember that was from a female voice. It wasn't from a male voice. Just qualifying all the people, whether it was a woman or a man. And so he was just going to say that, it doesn't really matter where they came from, but just how I go ahead and just quiet that voice and make sure that I'm the voice that's in my head, not somebody else's. I'm the one that gives myself the permission, because I don't think anybody can dispute with any of us that we get stuff done.
Yes.
Right? We're very driven. We know what needs to be done before anybody even has to tell us.
We're going to make it happen.
Right. And we are working towards having an amazing life for ourselves. The sky's the limit.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love it. We're all on the same page.
Totally. Well, I also think I contribute my hardworkingness to my astrological sign. So I'm a Capricorn, sun and moon. So I am just very hardworking and driven and committed person. So maybe that's also where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be point blank how you were born.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
There are certain things that we really don't have much control over, but we can be aware and maybe manage it so that it's in our best interest.
Very true. Very true.
For sure. I know we talked about this last time, but I don't remember. Jess, what is your star sign?
I'm Gemini.
That's right, Gemini. I'm a Sagittarius,
Yeah. I have that in my chart as well. Sagittarius and Pisces.
Are you in the beginning or the end? Where are you, Sagittarius?
I am the 11th, so I'm right in the middle.
Okay, got it. Because I'm December 23rd, and Capricorn starts on the 21st. So, right, I believe, or 22nd. Sag
it's
ends
the 22nd.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For whatever that means, I've been really excited as I've gotten out of survival mode to be able to live and embrace a little bit more of this free, my star sign is known as very fun-loving and free-spirited. And for a good amount of my life, that was not me. I mean, I think I've always been kind of the one that had the big smile and the bigger personality. But when I've been operating out of figuring out how to do life for so long, that never was the prevalent. I never felt adventurous, although I always wanted adventure. Now I'm a little bit more leading of how can we make this adventurous and get stuff done instead of the other way around. So I will say getting out of survival mode for me has really helped me and being in the practice of getting out of survival mode, because I don't think it's just something that we step out of. It's something that I've learned I have to work towards. But with that, it's really helped me, just see a different side of myself and fully embrace more of how I was created to be.
I love that.
I love that too.
And the beauty of it is we're all different. We're all created differently.
So different.
I know.
I love it.
Okay, what else? What else do we have to chat about and talk about? Questions, comments? Oh, I know. Wait,
Yes.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I know that it was like a pivotal time for you in your life, and that's what pushed you to get out of survival mode. But what was it like? Did you hear something in your head that said, "It's time, girl"? Like, what was it? Like, did the universe speak to you? Were you on a hike? Were you in bed? Like, was it a dream? Because I feel like sometimes it's a process, right? But sometimes people
Yeah.
have just like a epiphany.
It definitely was in the beginning an awareness because my life has been so hard for so long. The awareness that I am operating out of survival mode was something that really helped me identify one of the reasons why my life was hard. I didn't really ever have a lot of hope. I didn't really that things would really be different. And I really lived a lot in fear, especially for how am I going to make it through life? And I've been a single mom. I've been a stepmom of three other kids. I've made it through a really rough marriage. And there was this moment very recently in the last couple of years where I've looked around and been like, I have gotten through it all. And everything's been fine. Not even fine, it's been better than fine. And so it wasn't just that one thing. I was doing a lot of growing. I've been in therapy and all the things that we are supposed to do and look back at my history with my family. I did a deep dive with the ancestry, learned all about, a lot of my family, and that really helped me get a little bit more solid. But then it did come to the day where I knew something in my life was not working. And there was a number of things in my life that weren't working. And the decision was so much easier. It was, yeah, I got this. And so it wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a lot of things before that, at least for me.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have a question really quick. It might be a weird question, but when did that happen?
Which part?
Like, I guess when you started realizing and putting everything together.
That happened when I think I was at the point where I was really done with being uncomfortable and in pain. And life was so hard. And so that's when the process really, really started. I also had this moment of, how did I get here? Because there was a lot of stuff that was happening in my life that I fought for a really long time, and I was dedicated, and I did all the things that I was supposed to do, and I was growing in all the ways I was supposed to grow. And it was a marriage relationship and a family and all the things, and I couldn't hold everything together anymore. And I had to kind of just surrender, kind of. I mean, you don't kind of surrender, you either surrender or you don't. And that's when the process really started of how did I get here? Because I've been working my ass off to make things right and do things right, and I'm still not there. And then that's probably the pivotal time that began.
Okay. Yeah. I asked that because I went through the same thing. Well, nearly the same thing, where it was like everything was happening all at the same time. And it was like I what woke me up, I guess, was I had a dog bite accident. So that's when I started realizing everything once I started healing, where I was like, okay, I'm in a position where I'm not fulfilled. Like the relationship isn't going the way that I thought it was. Or I started realizing that there's a lot of things that weren't aligned to my best interest and what my goals were, not only for the relationship, but also in my life as well. So that's where like recognizing everything and processing everything, like, okay, this isn't for me, this isn't fulfilling me, and then making that shift to where I started doing things for myself. So that's why I asked, because last time when you were telling your story, I was like, oh my gosh, I went through almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Slightly different, but nearly the same.
Of course. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking the most pivotal thing that really got me to kind of do this was I stopped. I couldn't keep moving in the ways that I was, and I literally had to stop. And that's when all the looking started happening, the seeking and the deeper dive started happening. So that's one of the reasons why to this day I'm a huge promoter of rest. Stop. You need to stop. We need to have these moments so that we can take a deep breath and get recalibrated and filled up.
Yeah, I struggle with that, but I know it's necessary.
Practice.
I get it.
Well,
I know
thanks for sharing.
I meditate. It's so hard. It's like my brain's going crazy.
Yes. I hear that the meditation practice is not supposed to be where we get everything out of our mind. It's where we capture what is coming into our mind and then let it go. And we just capture it. We keep capturing and letting it go. And once I've heard that, I thought, oh, that's a great idea. I should try it. But I haven't tried it. Oh, well.
Maybe today.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not.
You're honest.
Yes, can count on me for that. Well, thank you so much for sharing and being vulnerable and, sharing a little bit about your story and what's working for you and, where there's always room to grow. It's one of the things that I love about us as women, that we when we're willing, we just can go there and connect in ways that I don't know that I've ever really seen, men connect, but that's just because I don't really hang out with them like that. So who knows?
Who wants to hang out with them? Not me.
Yeah.
I know. I'm open to guy friends. Totally.
Yeah, exactly. But thank you so much. I love this. I love the questions. They truly are, I guess, kind of needed, especially where I feel like I am in my life right now. So I truly appreciated this. It was very eye-opening. Stuff I already know, but need to say out loud, reflect, talk about. So I appreciate you. This is great.
Yes. Thank you. It's such a good reminder as well.
Yes.
Like you said, like we may know the answer, but to process it again. And then sometimes even like if, let's say you were to ask us again next month, like I am sure our answers will be slightly different.
Oh, totally.
Because of that.
Great. Well, as I very much respect you two for being women in business, I would love to give you a time to have a platform to share about what you do and how people can find you.
Oh, thank you. We would love that. Thank you, Chelsea.
Yes, thank you. Go, Jacqui.
Wait, what? Oh.
I'm gonna have to put you on the spot.
I was like, she's
I put her.
Yeah, she's been going first the entire time. Okay. My name is Jacqui. I am a life insurance specialist with New York Life. It doesn't start there though. So, it starts there, it doesn't stop there. So I help individuals, families, and business owners not only protect their generational wealth, but I help them create it. And that can be done through life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, annuities, retirement protection, income protection, mortgage protection. There's so much that we can do. But my focus is just to meet with anyone and everyone and just let them know their options. Let them know that I've been in the industry for over 16 years. I truly, truly love what I do. And want to make sure that my clients are all protected. And even if they cannot get something started now, at least they know their options, and hope that they can refer me to anybody else that I may be able to help. Because I know I don't get a lot of time to myself, but I will die in this career. This will be my forever place. And I plan to have my clients as forever clients.
Yeah. And if she's not here, then I'm here. we joke around. We joke around with the age difference. But yeah.
Yes, we are business partners. So we do help clients. I mean, we have our own clients as well, but people that we meet together, we definitely take care of them together because it helps, right? So especially because when you are our client, you're talking to us. You're not calling a 1-800 line and sitting on hold forever, talking to customer service reps that it's always a different person. It's us you're talking to. It's whether it be on our personal cell phone, our business cell phone, our emails. It's us. So it helps to have two of us. So yeah. I'm going to be she's available, if not vice versa.
I think also too, to add to that, it's both of our experience as well. You know, like I have a lot of experience through my family, and she also has a lot of experience. So because of going through like what we've been through, it pushes us more to be more compassionate and also do what's right for the client at the end of the day, and do as much as we can to help them and guide them in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. As you're talking, I keep thinking of the same thing that I hold as a true and core belief, that together, I mean, alone we can do great things, but together we can be mighty. And I see that as you two as a team together.
Thank you.
Thank you for caring about what you do and caring about who you do it for.
Yes, no, thank you. We truly, truly do. So that means a lot coming from you. So I appreciate it.
Definitely a parent. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and leave your information, the contact information that you want to leave in our links below, and we will see you again another time.
Great. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Next week, I chat with someone very near and dear to my heart, Chris DeLeo, who offers her experience and wisdom sprinkled in with a little bit of humor.
Yeah, it's just people. There's people in our lives that peace that we're trying to live through, that peace that passes all understanding. That is a quality of life that, we take, and there's from time to time things that interrupt that peace.
I'm Chelsea. I'm here to help women build and incorporate quality of life into our everyday busy lives. See you next week.